Hi, Tia.
Hi.
Welcome to your glove fitting today. I'm going to be making some custom measurements so we can get the gloves fitted absolutely perfect to your hands, okay? So if you could just present both your hands to me. And I do see you have several rings on. Some of them, will you be keeping on with the gloves or will you mostly be taking them off?
I'll mostly probably be taking them off.
Okay, so why don't you remove those for me now? And I'll go ahead and get prepped here. We'll start out with a basic outline to record the measurements on. And are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So we'll go ahead and start with that dominant hand. Perfect. And so you'll just take that right hand and place it right in the center here. Very good. And again, this is not really the measurements, it's just how we're going to record everything. Would you say this is the typical nail length you usually have as well?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right. So we'll keep this here. And I want to start out getting a measurement from the top of the hand. I'm going to go ahead and just make a mark right on the top of this bone here. And that's going to make sure that we remember where we're measuring from and it's consistent every time. And I'll just measure that up from the bottom of the hand as well. It's about half an inch, a few centimeters in, and about 1.5 centimeters out. So measure that here. Okay. And this might just take a little while, so just relax and we're going to get all the measurements we need. And have you spread your hand as far as it can go, just comfortably. Very good. So that was about a 20 centimeter span. And close them together. We want to balance out having the room for you to move within the glove while also not having so much fabric that it's bunching and uncomfortable for you when you close your fingers. Okay, and relax. I'm going to just measure from that point to the knuckles, and that's where we'll make those creases and allowances for movement. So starting out with the inner knuckle. And moving out to that second knuckle. And lastly to the top joint. Can I just see you move your hand? Okay. So no restrictions there, nothing special we have to keep in mind.
No.
Keep it out and relax for me. I'm just gonna look for anything we should pay attention to. Just taking a quick note of that nail length at about 3 millimeters. It's decently consistent all the way around, and you said that was typical for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we just want to have some allocation there so you're not scraping against the fabric. That can be pretty uncomfortable. And otherwise, the hands look pretty normal and typical. I want to just get your full range of motion. So again, as wide as you can, and I'm going to measure first the full span here. And then each finger. Okay, and relax for me. And I'm just going to look at the wrist itself. Take a couple measurements here. And are you interested in short gloves, long gloves, or would you like to have measurements for both?
Measurements for both.
Okay. So just get a couple of spots on the wrist here. I want to go around each finger now and just get a wherever the largest point is, and I'll just see if there's any significant tapering as well. Centimeters and typical tapering. And last one here. That's very similar all the way down. All right, apologies about that. You can go ahead and relax this hand for me. And I'm going to take a look at the other one. So again, place it right in the center here. Just give us a base to work off of. Okay. And setting it down, same thing, just going to take it right on that knuckle there. Okay, and it's going to be the same thing on this side. I'm going to measure every finger, and thank you for your patience. This ensures that we get the absolute perfect fit for you. Now I'm going to go to that first knuckle on each finger. I do think those are pretty consistent with the other hand, but I'll double check after the fact. Second. We can be a little bit less specific on this side because we can cross-check it with the other side. Have you noticed any major differences between the fingers on either hand? Okay, we'll look at them together very quickly, but okay, this last one here. Going to get the circumference again. And last one here. I want you to go as far out as you can. And as far in as you are comfortable. Okay, just a slight flexibility, more flexibility on this hand than the other, I believe. Yep. All right, let me get the wrist for you. And just about a quarter centimeter, half a centimeter difference on the arm as well. A little bit thinner on this side, smaller on this side rather. All right, again, I'm just gonna check the, spread your hands wide but comfortable. Checking fingers here. Again, this is just to avoid bunching of fabric, discomfort when in motion. You said you're using these gloves for a wedding event in the email, correct?
Yeah, for a black tie wedding.
Okay, perfect. All right, and just put both hands side to side, and I'm just gonna visually check, and then I'll just double check with the caliper here, but I think they look very even. Nothing jumping out to me. Just check the tapering of the wrist as well. All right. So I'm going to just do a little bit of a mock-up now. I'm going to have you put on these throwaway gloves, and I'm going to be doing some drawing on it. And they're not going to fit perfectly. That's okay. I can adjust them. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Just relax them here. I'm just going to make some marks where things are, okay? Got palm here. Need to accommodate a little more room for that. Ending of the hand here. Flip over for me, please. again. So we'll definitely need to increase the size. Fingers are quite long. In a lovely way. Very lucky. Okay. All right, I'm going to gently remove this for you. I'm just going to pull it forward. Perfect. I'll set that aside. And I'm able to put the other side on now. Thank you. Yeah, don't worry about being perfect. These are definitely a little bit too short for you. Okay, that's perfect. And up here. Flip over for me. And I'm gonna just gently slip these off of you. Okay. All right, so looking side to side, it looks like we have full measurements, relatively symmetrical, just a little bit more tapering on that left wrist. Do you have any preference for style or look of the glove?
I think black is definitely what I'm going for.
Okay. And you feel the texture of this table is sort of like a silky, but still sturdy fabric, or do you want something really light and delicate, a texture?
It's going to be winter, so probably a little more sturdy.
A little healthier. And would you be interested in them being lined at all? We can put a bit of velvet on the inside or a little bit of wool to make them warmer.
Velvet would be really nice,
Velvet,
yeah.
nice. Okay. Well, I'll just write all that down so I have it in my notes. So we're looking for a black glove, and stop me just about
right there.
Right there. So it's about a few centimeters past the wrist there, maybe like 10 centimeters past the wrist. And we're going to do a velvet lining. All right, Gia, well, I have everything I need today to go out and make you a wonderful pair of custom gloves, and they should be ready in about 2 weeks, okay?
Awesome.
Do you have any other questions for me today?
That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, and I'll get in touch when they're ready.
Sounds good.